So our unit today will be introduction to environmental. Environmental what? Environmental biology. Good. So from there, are you observing? So this is the first number one activity. Activity number one. Are you seeing the activity? So, as you are going to study, you are going to observe those animals. Are you observing them? Yes. So, after observation, the question will be and ask yourself some questions. Okay? Yes. So, the time is yours. You are going to observe 2 minutes for observation and 1 minute to ask some questions. Okay? So, that is your time. Wait, it is time for observation. Look at the picture and see what you are going to do. Okay? Are you seeing the picture, right? Good. So this is the time for questioning. Have you ever had any question? Do you have any question? Is there any question from the picture you are looking there? No one. You don't have any question. If you don't have question, I'm going to ask yes. Clementina, tell us. You don't understand what is going on in the picture. Okay, that is number one question. What else? Is there anyone who has a question? No one? Yes? Someone?
And I don't know their names.
The what?
And I am not know their names.
You don't know the names of such an organism from the picture. Good. Another one? No any other question? Yes? The classes of those animals. Good. So, that was the question which should be asked among yourselves so that the study can go on. Okay? So, as you have been asking, you don't know what you are looking on the pictures. That is the answer will be on the lesson you are going to start to study. Okay? As you are proceeding query teaching, you are going to get the answer. Even the names, example, the names you are going to get them, but if the name is not yet necessary. Okay? So from there, according to the question you have asked, which will be answered within the lesson, but for me, I had also my questions. Okay? So the question number one. Are you seeing the question? Yes. So can you read for us the question? Benjamin, tell us.
What are those pictures showing?
So what are these pictures are showing? Okay, who can answer to that question? Another person, yes? So you can see that the picture is showing some picture, is showing the lion over the buffalo. It is not eating yet, so it is over the buffalo. What else was an idea? Yes?
Picture show the animals eating grass.
So we can see on the next picture, we have another animals which is eating the grasses. Okay, good. So you can talk for yourself. So we have next question. Are you seeing the question? Yes. So by observing the picture, how do you think these organisms are getting food? Are getting energy? Yes? Benoni, tell us. So we can see that this organism, they get energy through eating. So that is good. Do you have another idea from what your colleague has said? Is there anyone who has an idea? All of them you agree with what Benoni has said? Good? Okay, so here also we have another question. What will happen? What will happen if the organism in the second picture is missing? Dionys, can you tell us? What do you think will happen if one organism will be missed? What do you think will happen? To miss, you know. Are you getting the question? They are saying in Kinyarwanda bizagenda gutekera inyamaswa ifoto ya kabiri iramuka idahari. Michel, tell us. Can you tell us what will happen? What? We shall see grasses only. So we can see that the grasses will grow or will increase in number. Good. So, according to what you have been explaining, who can try to tell us what you are going to study now? Who can try to guess the lesson of the day? Another person, not Kizimunga and Jean-Paul, another one. Who can try? Olivier, can you tell us? Can you guess? Can you guess what you are going to study? Geraldine, tell us. What do you think you are going to study? According to what we have observed. Another person. Yes, Martina, tell us. We are going to study animals. So Clementine is talking about the study of animals. Good. Another one. Yes, Venom? What? Feeding. So number one is saying we are going to study feeding. Another one, study of animals. What else? Who can think another thing? Yes? So we are going to study the animals and their feeding habits maybe. Is there anyone who has an idea? No one? It is over. Okay, so thank you for trying. All of you have tried to guess what you are going to study. Most of the time, the person who said feeding, it is correct because there you can see that the animals are looking for food. Okay? And the other one who said animals also can be possible, and the other one who said animals and their feeding. Maybe we can differ this one, okay? Because we have the animals, also we have the food. So, as you have been saying, we are going to study it. The lesson will be this one. Are you seeing them? So, the title of the lesson we are going to study, we are going to learn all about food chain and food waste. Okay? Are you getting what we are talking about? So I got no. What is the problem? You say that it's not understandable. So in other words, because you are going to study them, that is where the answer will be found. Okay? Don't worry, you are going to get the answers. Okay? So from there, before we proceed, we are going to watch some video which will help us to understand more or better. So I want you to pay attention to what you are going to see, and yet you are going to discover something behind the lessons of the day. Okay? Good. So I think you will enjoy, but also you will start studying. So, and I think you don't have somewhere to write. And yet this lesson should be asked. Okay? So you need to write something. Okay? Good. So,
Good day, learners. This is East Engineering. For today's topic, we're going to talk about the food web and food chain.
Hear what are they saying?
Have you ever wondered why you feel energized and ready to do almost anything when you eat your favorite food? That yummy food that you eat actually gives you energy to play, grow, and do all the things that you need to do throughout the day. Not only you, but everyone, and by everyone means every living things that you observe eat something. Now, a food chain describes how organisms get energy from eating other organisms. Basically, most food chains begin with the sun, since it provides energy to plants. Plants rely on the soil, water, and the sun for energy, and animals rely on plants. Other animals eat those animals that eat the plants. For a specific example, you could write a food chain like this. First, the grass is eaten by the goat, and then the goat is eaten by the wolf. Here is another example in picture form. The grasshopper eats grass. The mouse eats the grasshopper. The snake eats the mouse, and the hawk eats the snake. Well, that's just one chain. How about if the grasshopper gets eaten by another animal, like the spider? Then that forms another chain. Now there are different types of living things depending on how they use energy. First are the producers. Plants are producers because they produce energy for the ecosystem. They use water, nutrients from the soil, and water, then they absorb energy from sunlight through photosynthesis. Next are the consumers. Animals are consumers since they don't make their food like the plants. Instead, they eat the plants, and some animals eat other animals. Animals that eat fruits, vegetables, or just plants are called herbivores. They are also called primary consumers. You can be one too if you choose to be a vegan. Animals that eat meat only of other animals are called secondary consumers or carnivores. Now, if another animal eats another carnivore, then it is called a tertiary consumer. In the previous example, the grass is the producer, the goat is the primary consumer, and then the wolf is the secondary consumer. Some animals eat both plants and animals. They are called omnivores. We humans are also omnivores since we apparently eat everything. Lastly, the decomposers. They eat dead plants and animals that decay. They help put nutrients back into the soil for plants to eat. Some decomposers are the worms and fungi. Plants eat decomposers' nutrients, then animals eat plants, and if the animals die, they decompose. This cycle repeats over and over. Fun fact, learners, did you know what's at the top of the food chain? Those are animals that no one eats since they are either big or very strong to go up against. These are the lions, bears, and orcas. They are the kings of their own jungle. Well, plants convert energy from the sun to a form of food, but every animal uses food as a source of their energy for their day-to-day activities. So if an herbivore gets eaten by a carnivore, the carnivore it's less energy, just like the rest of the food chain. So as you move to the top of the food chain, there is less and less energy available. That's why there's only a few kinds of animals at the top of the food chain. In fact, you only get 10% of the energy provided by plants if you eat animals. Like there are a lot of grass available, then there's also a handful of zebras. But the lions are quite very less than the number of zebras. So how about the food web? How does it differ from the food chain? As we said earlier, there.
Okay, have you heard something from the video? Have you? So, after studying this lesson, you will be able, number one, naming the component of food chain. So from what you heard from the video, have you ever understood the component of food chain? Have you ever get anything from the component of food chain? Have you heard the meaning of food chain from the video you have watched? I told you to watch attentively so that you can answer to the question which are following. So now, by number one, who can tell us the meaning of food chain? What do you understand by food chain? According to what you have seen in the video. Yes? Yes, Shampoo?
The process where animals eat other animals.
So this is the process through which animal eat each other. The animal eat each other before they are eaten. Before they are eaten in the litter. Let's say so. Okay? So when you talk about the food chain, you have seen that there should be a plant. After the plant grows to the mature, there should be something which comes to eat the plant. After eating the plant, another organism also comes to eat that one which has eaten the plant. So you can see that it is the line. Okay? You understand? It is the line of eating each other. You come as the first, the second one is going to eat you. You understand? Okay? Good. So that is the definition of food chain. What about the components? The components of food chain. As number one of the objective today will be naming the component of food chain. Who can tell us? What? Herbivores is the first one. So this person is saying herbivore. Herbivorous. Herbivorous. What is carnivorous? We have the carnivorous. What is omnivorous? Is this the component? So what are the components? Who can try to highlight the component? Another person. This is the only one student we have here. Is it the one? There is another student who can try. So can you try? Can you try? Okay, so by reminding you According to the video we have watched, where did the chain started? The chain was started from the grass. Some of the organism was eating the grass. The grass. Good. So how do we call that organism? How can we call the grass? Those grasses which has been eaten by the herbivores. How can we call that one? That was the component, the first component of food chain. How can we call that component? How can we call it grass? No, we need. How do we call it? I can heard someone here is talking about it. So good. So the first component there will be producer. This is the first component of food chain. What about the other one? Who can try to tell us another component? So when the grass was there, okay, when the grasses were there are some animals which come to eat grass. That is another component. How do we call that component? Another person. Not Fidei, only here. Another one. How can we call the organism which feed on grasses or on producers? How do we call it? Yes, Bernard? Herbivores. So we need the name which represents all organisms which feed on the other organism. How do we call it? Who can try? From the video we have watched, it was there. The name was presented. What? How do we call it? Okay, so from what we have seen in the, for example, entrepreneurship. Okay? So we have someone who has the product, and we have another person who is going to get the product from the producer. How do we call this person? We call it consumer. So that is the next one, consumer. So this is the next thing. The next step from the food chain or another component, consumer. We have the producer, we have the consumer, so we need also another one. As you have seen in the video, there was some goats, okay, which were eating the grasses. And finally, the goat also died, okay? As far as this animal died, also there is another organism which is going to feed on that organism. How do we call that organism? From the video you have watched. How do we call them?
The composer.
Mr. Mungu, can you try? We had, let's take an example. Let's take an example. We have the eagle. Do you know the eagle? You don't know? Most of you know the eagle. What will happen when the eagle dies? What will happen? Will it remain in the environment? Also they will disappear. In other words, also the eagle will be eaten. So how do we call that organism which eats the eagle after dying? Carnivorous, no? Another person. How do we call that organism? So in that case, we have another organism. How do we call when you have the grasses, for example, and you put them in the soil? After a certain period of time, you see that the grasses has become fertilizers. How can you call that phenomenon? We can say, after that, we have the word decomposers. Good. So, this is for the components of food chain. You understand? So you start by eating the grasses and you end by being eaten by the grasses. Okay? You can see that within the food chain, each and every organism is going to be eaten. So from the definition you have said, we can replace the process by saying it is the linear representation. Representation. You can see that it is a line, okay? As you have seen them, we have the grass. From the grass, we have the boat, okay? From the boat, maybe we can have the wolf. From the wolf, we can have the eagle, for example. You can see that it is a chain. It is a line. This is the linear representation of how an animal eats each other before being eaten. So we can replace the word through what we have been said. Okay, are you getting me? Yes. Are you getting the meaning? Yes. So I think each and everyone here can know what is the food chain, okay? They can also know the components of food chain. Are we together? Yes. Good. So now my next objective should be carrying out analysis of the diagram showing the food chain and able to construct and interpret it. Good. So from there, I have one activity for you. We have the activity. Are you observing this? Yes. Are you seeing the pictures there? Are you seeing them? Yes. Okay, good. So from the picture you are observing, we have another activity. The first one was to answer the question regarding the pictures. And in the next activity also you are going to observe the picture and the answer to the question follow. Okay? I need each and everyone here is going to answer. Okay? Number one. Are you seeing the question? So you are going to do it individually. Each and everyone on his sitting is going to do the question. Okay? So from where you are going to write whichever you have. So observe carefully the picture and the answer to the question that follows. Number one, observe carefully the diagram above and do what define fold chain. According to the diagram you are observing. Okay? Are you there? Yes. Number next, answer. Name the components of food chain. Is there anyone who is going to fail the exercise? Do it very quickly. You don't understand? Are you not getting the work? So if you don't understand, you can ask. Is there any choice? Sit properly. What's wrong? What is the problem? So you should go somewhere you can write. You can do the work. So do it quickly. You are finished. So let me check. The components of food chain. This was the only one. Is it? The process through it, so this one. What about this one? We have also another component and we have talked about it. Okay? So who finished? Who else finished the work? Who else finished the work? So if you finish the work, maybe there is something behind it. Either you don't have the ears or you don't have the eyes to see. Okay? Elisa, have you finished? Finished. Who finished the one? Only one of you at the beginning. You finished. So, that was the answer. Another one is how can you fit such a small exercise? Say, where is your working? You don't understand what is the problem. So, very good. So, we are running out of time. Who answers C? Finish. Thank you. Very good. How can you explain the food chain from the natural? Yes? So, we can agree with this one, but also make us understand before being eaten. Which people? In order to get energy. Survive. Yeah, however, see the process there. Are you seeing the process? There is no process, okay? So we can see that there is the right. Another one from this one. Wait. I'm coming. The cycle by which animal eats and be this one according to what is good. So we have the process for animal. Are you seeing the process? Can you see the process? Okay, so time is up. Wait. The next we are going to do it on the chalkboard, okay? So, as I told you, when you play this work, maybe you don't have eyes to see, or you don't have ears to listen, you understand? Yes. So you can see that all the answers are available on the chalkboard. Have you ever observed them? Yes. So from the other person sitting behind, is it Tamilosi? The other one sitting with Jean-Paul. Your name is Itami Boys. Yes. Can you tell us from the observation you had there, what you understand by food chain? Wait. Let the other person answer. What do you understand by food chain? You don't know? Do you have eyes? Can you come and show us where the food chain is written on the chalkboard? Come and show us where the food chain is written. Do it very quickly. We don't have enough time. Can you show us where the food chain is written? Are you seeing them? Can you place your finger on where the food chain chain is written. So, are you seeing here? So the answer, it is here. The food chain means the linear representation by which animal eats each up before being eaten. And you scored some of them, you failed the question. And yet, it is written on the chalk. Oh my God. So, what about the next question, Sumail? Can you tell us the component of food chain? We have number one, producer, consumer, honey. Okay, so from there, who can tell us the meaning of producer? What do you understand by produce? Who can tell us the meaning of producer? We have the component, and you should also have the meaning of producer. What do you understand by producer? Another person. Yes, Michelle? This is the things which is eaten first. So how can you express that idea in biological terms or in scientific terminology? Being eaten, what does it mean? Who can answer try? I need someone behind me there. Who can try? The yellow one. That person who are putting on yellow. Yes? Can you try? What do you understand by producer? Okay, so from there, by helping you, all of you know music. Do you know music?
Yes.
Who made the music? It's called the flow. What do you understand by producer?